Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the person who appreciates more than any other the importance of ports and gateways into the country should be the person who has been a former governor of Rivers State, so knows the importance of water, but also someone who is very tenacious when he decides that he's going to work hard to deliver an important project, important for the country. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very honored to have him present. He has a formidable responsibility in a country where transportation is still, in some ways, in its infancy. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Minister of Transport, Sir Rotimi Amaechi. Honorable Minister of Transport.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, my colleague, the Minister of Trade and Investment, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I was told by my lecturer that I shouldn't say all protocols observed, that is wrong English. So, having said distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to recognize all of you. There are 3 projects in the Ministry of Transport that I am determined to conclude or start before I leave. You know, one problem about being a minister is that you can actually leave tomorrow. They can actually fire, the vice president and the president can fire you tomorrow. So I'm hoping that they will not fire me yet at commence those projects. And those projects are the rail, the narrow gauge. We're having hitches here and there. And the narrow gauge, the proprietors told me for 11 years they've been pursuing Ministry of Transport to get off that project. In the same manner, the Tolerant Group came to me and said for so many years they've been trying to take off this project and it's been difficult. And I told them the president comes with change and you will see that the current Ministry of Transport and its agencies would ensure that this project is realized. They went to MPA, they had problems. I called the MD, she promised to solve it. And the problems were solved. By the time Tolerant Group knew we were ready and they were not ready. And the chairman knows. Because I don't know what we went to do in Singapore. So I met a wonderful man, very humble man, the chairman, extremely humble. I wish I was as humble as he was. And he listed a catalog of problems they were encountering. And Chairman, if you recall, I said, as I go back, we'll solve those problems. And we solved them. Then it was me and now the NPA MD that we are asking Tolerant proceed. I thought he said Nigeria is a problem. Now Nigerians have solved the problem proceed. But I think they had some problems and they then found the solution to the problems that they had. And I wish to thank and congratulate Tolerant for finding that solution and for believing in the country and for commencing this project. Your Excellency, every country that is desirous of a market share in the burgeoning global maritime space must consider the importance of having deep sea ports, because they convey enormous benefits to such countries. And this is the first, if they complete early, this will be the first deep sea port in Nigeria. What we have had, we've had river ports. The Tinkan port is a river port, the Apapa port is a river port, the Port Harcourt port is a river port, even the Onne port, that looked a bit deeper than the rest, is also a river port. Worry all. This time, this will be the first deep sea port, and I wish to congratulate MPA, the Tolerant Group, and the China Harbour. The Lekki Deep Sea Port, like all ports of its status, will enhance Nigeria's ability to receive and accommodate Panamax and post-Panamax vessels, very large crude carriers, ultra-large crude carriers, and other categories of large vessels. Shipping companies across the world now embrace the use of large vessels, and Nigeria's ability to accommodate these vessels will almost guarantee our country's regional hub status by the sheer volume of inward and outward cargo. I hope this will help us generate outward cargo, because we've been having problems generating outward cargoes outside the country. Inward cargoes, yes, but we must also work hard to ensure that we send out commodities for other countries to buy from Nigeria. With the development of modern equipment, the deep sea port is also projected to improve the capacity of our ports for space utilization. Modern cargo handling methods and new operating procedure. The project will also enable the transfer of skills and technology. The port is to be executed through a special purpose vehicle, namely Lekki Port Free Trade Zone Enterprise Limited, on a non-recourse financing basis. Equity participation in the project is to be at the ratio of 75-05-20. It's important that Tolaram knows that at any point in time, MP is able to raise money to buy back their 15%, they will get back their 15%. That was the agreement we had. In favor of the private investor, the federal government represented by the Nigerian Ports Authority and the Lagos State government. The authority has also granted a concession for 45 years on a build, own, operate, and transfer model. On our part, the Federal Ministry of Transportation is determined to continue to support any project aimed at improving the quality of infrastructure and developing our ports and the maritime sector as a whole. We will ensure the adherence of the Nigerian Ports Authority to the letters and terms of the concession and other agreements with respect to this project. Let me assure all investors, current and prospective, that the federal government is willing, committed to providing the enabling environment for all legitimate business to thrive and impact positively on the country's economy. I want to thank Mr. President and the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my colleagues in the Cabinet, as well as the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, for the support which this project has received. I'm confident that posterity will remember posterity, not prosperity. I'm confident that posterity will remember us for the commendable project. The commitment of the NPA team, which will guide the construction of this port to international standard and regulate its operation, is also worthy of note. It is my prayer and hope that the event we are witnessing today will be a blessing for this generation and future generations of Nigerians in terms of employment generation, transfer of technology, and the bequeathal of a befitting edifice that will stand the test of time. Let me thank you, and I wish you God's blessings.